Warning. The following presentation may contain excessive alcohol consumption, obscene language, controversial opinions, heavy metal, and actual wrestling chat. As such, it has been rated M for metal.
Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Welcome along to the latest edition of Mickey's Mosh Pit. As usual, I'm your host, the heavy metal hooligan, Mickey Vago. Now, with this latest lockdown looking to be winding down over the next few months, we're looking to get back to some sort of normality. Billy over at SWN is organising what looks to be probably the last of his Twitter tournaments. This one being the SWN Mega Tournament of Doom Part 2, I believe he's calling it. Admittedly, it's known as Mega as the first one because this one's only got 32 entrants as opposed to the 128 from the first. But yeah, props to Billy for organising these sorts of things. I believe this is the fourth tournament he's organised over the past year or so. As well as starting his own podcast, which he's had guys like myself on, and it's given inspiration to start our own podcasts. I mean, there's a couple other guys who've started their own things off the back of it, so thanks to Billy for that. So yeah, get across to @ScottResNet on Twitter and get involved. Give him a follow, get your votes in. If you're listening to this as it's released on the Monday, I believe my first round match against Crusher Crabe, another Wrestlezone guy, is on the Tuesday. So get your votes in for Mickey Vago. We'll see how far we can go in this one. I did make the final of the first Mega Tournament of Doom. We were shafted in the final, but we won't say too much about that. But yeah, get your votes in for Mickey Vago, and we'll see how far we can go this time. But as far as today's episode is concerned, we're bringing back what's looking to be a recurring guest in Scotty Swift. Anytime we get together, we do have a lot to chat about. And this time we are dropping the wrestling side of things and focusing solely on the heavy metal, the music side of things. It's something I'm very passionate about. As you can probably tell by my nickname is the Heavy Metal Hooligan. And as you'll see from the episode that follows, it's something that Scotty's very passionate about. And we did cover a lot of ground. I do believe it was over 2 hours this episode went. So yeah, and we could have gone a lot longer had we continued, but we cut it short. Like I said, we're looking to bring Scotty back every few episodes, and whether we get a third in or it's just me and Scotty, but we do have a lot of things to talk about, so he will be back. But without further ado, we'll just get straight into today's one. So it's the heavy metal episode with Mickey Vago and Scotty Swift. We're on now, so we can't bear anybody else.
God damn it. Best behaviour now, Vago. I'm always on my best behaviour.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're joining us for another episode of what we're still calling Mickey's Mosh Pit because we're not thought of a better name yet.
Well, we did. Well, no, we got a name, but we haven't came to a consensus yet. The shit show. Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
Show 1, 2, 3.
Insert episode number. Yeah.
Insert episode number. Show is back.
Yeah. So here we are again. Scotty Swift joining us again.
I have my crystal skull vodka. I've never really shown it off to Vago, but for the purposes of the people who weren't there, there's no glycol, there's no antifreeze. I am not endorsed by Dan Aykroyd, but I would like to be. And I don't like vodka, but it's very nice, so it must be good because I'm enjoying it. So
this could get.
And it's got a cork as well. So a bottle of wine's got a cork in it, and I'll be keeping the skull to go with my little one because I'm a punter.
So this could get very dangerous very quickly.
Well, again, like this was a gift, so this cost me nothing, but it's not cheap. It's very nice, and the glass is appropriate too.
So last time we covered a bit of wrestling, a bit of lockdown, Ghostbusters, we got some film stuff in.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what we said, but I think it was.
We covered a lot of bases.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
If they listen to that first one, they might not be back. Might have.
Again, like we said, I mean, again, we haven't seen each other since March.
Yeah.
Again, some of the other boys, I've been lucky to see some of the guys once or twice. From a distance, of course.
Obviously.
So again, like if no one listens to it or watches this or whoever it's going to be presented, it's no big loss because we got a chance to shoot the shit, have a drink. Because I mean, like I said to you before we started rolling, lockdown, I was fine with it, but now I'm flummoxed and now I'm selling it a little bit, getting a bit irritable. Yeah, I mean, like a lot has changed. I mean, I think the more you have going on, and the more this is taken away from you, is going to affect you stronger. I mean, some people just go on about their business, and it hasn't affected them too badly. Again, everyone's situations are different.
But I mean, that's kicking on almost a year now, and it's
I mean, I'm fine, but like before I wasn't selling it, and now like maybe I was selling a job. Now I've taken, I've taken a choke slam, and I have kicked out, and I'm there, but it's a bit foggy. I'm getting a bit foggy now.
It's towards the end.
Spending too much money on stuff as well, man. I bought a bookcase with doors from IKEA after their website not delivering anything, and then one day they were, and then they weren't, and then they were again. So I've got boxes of shit here that need a place. And because I'm going to have more room, I've now bought more fucking wrestling figures after saying I wasn't going to accept wrestling figures again. So I bought Rick Rude, Elizabeth, and Michael Hayes because I had to.
I put pre-orders in for Gallows and Anderson, the Super 7 ones.
They're pricey though. No, they are nice though. The figures, their figures are super nice, but they're also quite pricey.
I think it was 50 quid each bought for them. Yeah. I say, it's a bit boys though.
Well, there you go. I tell you what, this finally my pre-order on the Davy Boy Smith. It's got Matilda.
I was what I say, is that Matilda? Nice.
So that's the reason why I bought it. I mean, it's a good Davy Boy, but it's got Matilda for the first time. So I'm having that.
Yeah, you got to.
I didn't have to, and I paid retail, so I didn't get stung, which is good. So yeah, I'm not doing wrestling figures again. It's like I liked them myself as usual. So
that's one thing that I had Hasbro's when I was a kid, and I've never gotten back into them again. And then, like I said, I saw Gallows and Anderson were releasing them, and I thought, yeah, I'm having that. Those are two will do me.
Yeah, they are very nice.
Until they bring out, if they bring out Sex Ferguson and Chad Too Bad, I'll be fucking all over that.
Well, I was watching the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. They did a wee interview with Ryder and Hawkins.
Yeah.
And Gallows pitched them that it might be a chase figure or it might be a new one, but he did say do a Sex Ferguson. And I don't know if they took him serious or not, but he has thrown the idea and it's been pitched, so it may get picked up.
Well, he did mention it on Talking Shop. He mentioned Gallows and if the Gallows and Anderson one's selling off, that might be
worth it. Yeah,
like a take up for doing the other two.
I would like a Sex Ferguson. I would seriously consider getting a Sex Ferguson figure just because. I mean, the figures, obviously there's certain guys have figures out there. So Cena's got hundreds.
Yeah. Jeff
Hardy, The Rock, and of course because they're superstars. But I get a bigger kick out of the ones that are quite kind of niche and.
Aye.
You know what I mean? I get a kick out of. You can get here's your 100th Finn Balor, but here's one of the gobbledygooker. Well, I'm having a gobbledygooker. You know what I mean? It's like,
aye.
So I'm not going to start buying all the figures because I don't have room, don't have time, money. But I will cherry pick figures that are from a certain time period or even a show.
Yeah.
there's like a Sting figure, there's a Great American Bash 90 Sting figure. Well, I'm having that because it's very precise window of time. I get a kick out of that. I don't need another Hogan, but if it's Hogan from Mania 9, it's like, oh, you know, I'm interested. I like things in particular. In that way, I don't need to buy everything because I would go nuts because I'm too at the loop now. I've missed too much years. I would go nuts. It would be too much of a job to pick up the slack and catch up now.
Yeah, aye.
But yeah, so we veered off into the rest of the
Yeah, essentially this was supposed to be when they were getting a deep dive into the music side of things, and we've already fucking gone into the weeds with.
Oh no, we fucked it immediately. There's no point having a format. There's literally
there is no format for this.
This is literally it's Nitro in '97, and the format was sitting and before they went live, and then Bischoff said, "No, we're scrapping it." So now that format that you had has just been. So now we're just throwing out like
we're just calling it the fly now.
No, Jim Duggan against Cyclope. Right, go. What? Go. I thought we'd go. Just go. No, it's live. It can't be wrong. It happened. It was live. We're going. So this podcast is Nitro in '97.
I'll go with that. Yeah.
I'll go with that.
But before we get started,
okay.
I was wondering if there's maybe an apology you'd want to issue for a statement you might have made somewhere.
Huh?
When I get into this, you'll probably guess where I'm going with it. So I'm listening to Billy's podcast, SWN podcast. Billy supports us. I support Billy. You're on. You're a wrestling guy. I support you. So you're going out half an hour in. This question pops up.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. Oh no, it's a band.
You know exactly. Caleb Valhalla.
No, listen.
Wrestlezone heavy metal band is. Like,
sorry, yes. I know. Let me explain myself. For a second, I thought I'd legitimately fucked it. So I'm actually no. You see, that's the kind of question that right. I need someone to send it to me, and then I would reply with the answer when I thought about it. But because it was on the spot, and after we'd finished, I knew I'd fucked it. Because mentioning you was so fucking obvious that I couldn't see it for looking.
Yes, we're going to be heavy metal, baby. Heavy as fuck. So I'm gonna be on vocals, but then Caleb, he was maybe in a band, but all right. So I was like, okay. Mikkey Ennis, he plays a guitar. That's fair enough. Mikkey does play guitar. Thunder plays bass size. So I just leave drums. I'm sitting thinking, I could get the basic rhythm of a drum. That's fair enough. Crusher Crabe. I'm like, you fucking piece of shit.
Can I ask Billy to redo the podcast and ask the question, or I can just get him to edit in? Because, yeah, you're right. I fucked it. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. It's so obvious. It's like
it's literally right in my name.
Maybe the guy's called the Heavy Metal Hooligan might be the guy you would play. I can
the one guy in Wrestlezone, that's his gimmick, but no, he's named the band. Fuck off.
I can only apologise. I should have taken myself out and put you in there instead. Oh my God. That was a tough question, though. It was a tough question.
Yeah.
Especially just throwing it at me without any preparation. I need a format. We need a format. It became Nitro 97. So, that's no code word for things not going as planned.
You fucked it. You've Nitro 97 it.
It's like you've got 8 minutes tonight. That's fine. You go to the curtain. You got 2. What? Go. Fuck, music's playing. Shit, what? Just going right to a finish from belt to belt. It was finish immediately. I do apologise. I know. Is it bad that I genuinely feel horrible that I didn't?
I was like,
so obvious.
So we need that's the sole reason for getting the part 2 now. It was just to get that in there.
Oh man, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. I should have just. And Archer's a roadie.
You can't carry in his back's knackered.
Oh, Caden's the roadie. That'll do. Caden and Bradley Evans. No, Bradley Evans does a mic check, but he's just too loud. He's just too loud. He's too loud. He's roaring. So stick him in the fucking band.
But yeah, it was like you said, it's a good question, but
it was tough. I wasn't ready for it. That and picking members of Wrestlezone to be the Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
I was sweating. It's like, wow, this better be a good answer, because if I don't give a good answer here, I've fucked it. I've totally fucked it.
Yeah, it's like, but
you are in the band now. You're definitely in the band. You're definitely in the band. Definitely in the band.
We're gonna end up like fucking Slipknot with like 9 members. Or fucking...
it's gonna be
Earth, Wind and Fire when I was like fucking 30.
Is Sonosphere 2011 where they do Am I Evil, and it's just Abdi on stage for bass players. Honestly, being into music, when they came on stage, and again, it was awesome, and you got Dave Mustaine and James Hetfield. For people who don't know, Megadeth and Metallica didn't get along for a long time, the two frontmen. And they're big cheesers in the street, and it's like, oh my God, yeah. And the bass was so thick that Nebworth, the ground was just doing. It was, what a moment. What a moment. But anyway, we can seg that into what we're meant to be talking about.
That's what we are meant to be talking about. Although we'll veer off again, they do. That'll go awry somewhere.
At some point, I'll be nipping to the kitchen to get more Pepsi, because I'm always like, this vodka is half a nice. Vodka is half a nice.
Well,
Uncle Dan, I salute you.
If there's one thing Dan knows, it's good vodka.
Vodka and ghosties. Sorry, vodka and spirits.
So since we're here to speak about the music, so let's start where we are now. How did you start on your musical journey? What was the first record you ever bought?
So, well, I was thinking about this because I always have an answer for this. In terms of the first, and I can tell you the first album I bought that doesn't play into anything that I like now, but I can seg that into a friend of mine, Chris, from years ago, let me hear Let's Get Rocked by Def Leppard.
Uh-huh.
And I'd forgotten about that until recently, because I knew this would come up in the conversation. And he was all excited because we were kids, and it was dangerous because it's maybe like a double entendre. Let's Get Rocked is really Let's Get Fucked. So he's telling me this, and I'm going, oh my God, we're so dangerous. Listen, and again, it was a Def Leppard. I like Def Leppard, but nowadays that'd be tame.
Yeah, on the scale of things, yeah.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, none. But I mean, however old we were at the time, it's like, oh my God, and he's telling me, oh, this means this. It's like, oh no, like, no, Let's Get Rocked, and you're in Top Babies. Oh, it's about sex. Like, oh my God, no, they can't. No, I can't believe this is a thing. But so, because I always used to tell the story that the first thing I'd really ever heard was my mate Liam let me hear and Enter Sandman.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know music could sound that way. But if we're talking about the first piece of music I ever owned, it was Rick Astley's first album.
Oh.
And Rick Astley's a boy, right? Rick Astley's a boy, yeah. I had a Walkman and tape, and I wore that tape out. That tape was nothing but dust after I was done with it. Like you got your own Walkman. Yeah. I mean, nowadays it may as well be having like a PS5. Oh my God, I can play music wherever I want. I mean, people now don't recognize that all the things that we take for granted now, like Spotify. We never had Spotify.
Like you mentioned tapes and Walkmans, that's probably passed by like
the big generation. A lot
of guys, yeah.
Thing. Like this is the same with VHS and God forbid Betamax and Video 8 and all that. Yeah. People that don't know what tapes are. There's like people, there's videos online of people with tapes and trying to figure out where the button is. Because they don't know, you have to put it in something and then play and turn it on. So Rick Astley, I also remember having, I don't know which album it was, maybe it was Jason Donovan's first album, because Neighbours was like huge, and I fucking love Neighbours. I had the sticker albums, I had the Neighbours sticker albums. I was in.
Everybody of that year, like I was the same because I'm a couple of years younger than you. I was just like that year. Neighbours was fucking massive.
Oh, it was huge. It was so whatever Jason Donovan's character, Scott and Charlene in their wedding.
Charlene, yeah.
The wedding was like a fucking cultural event. It's like it wasn't even a real wedding, but that show was so over. So completely different to what I like now. Rick Astley and Jason Donovan were the first two albums that are people. The one was the Rick Astley was a tape, and Donovan was vinyl. But I do remember like mom and dad having vinyl albums. So The Power of Love by Huey, like Huey Lewis in and Use was played a lot.
Yeah.
Final Countdown. Those compilation records. Those double records. So I guess without knowing who people were or what the songs are called, music's been in my life for as long as the music's been in my life longer than wrestling. Or Ghostbusters or anything else I like, or movies. So I think without knowing, it planted a seed. Whereas music was important to me before I recognized that it was important to me.
Yeah.
Like 5 or 6 years old, there was always records on.
I'm saying like used to go. The rest that's the first one I remember. I can't remember what it was called. Like Wrestling, the music or whatever it was on cassette, and they'd like the album in the front. That was the first cassette I owned.
Yeah.
But like I was the same. Like used to go like if we're going anywhere in the car, and then like my dad was there. He was massive. He still is a massive fucking Status Quo fan. But he used to get us. Can you get Nazareth or fucking ELO or can we play all this stuff? And then my mum would you get some ABBA or fucking Fleetwood Mac or and it was this kind of stuff. It was like you did register at the time, but it's all going in there.
You don't know again because it's only when you get older you start being able to name check songs, albums, the guys in the band, the band changes. This bit's really good. You don't know that when you're a kid. Like you just it's almost like it's on in the background, but it's sitting there.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, there's stuff that I'd forgotten about from music as a kid until I thought about maybe this might come up in the conversation. And then I remembered, God, Let's Get Rock was a thing, and because I just say Enter Sandman, because Enter Sandman was my first introduction to metal. Although you could argue that album is not metal because that's another argument. It's not metal, it's hard rock, it's whatever. I know it's not thrash, I know it's not metal. I mean, obviously there's not a metal band, but that's another rabbit hole to go down. The whole Metallica hard rock thrash. Then they they sold out. But around about the same time, when Lee let me hear Enter Sandman, he said, "Okay, I want to let you hear something else." And he put on fucking Hostile by Pantera, and I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with it. Oh, that's just noise.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
I wasn't at the time in my life to be able to process what was happening. Like Enter Sandman was essentially like a radio rock song because it got massive play everywhere. It's mainstream. It's totally mainstream.
Yeah, it is.
It's mainstream as it gets without it being AC/DC or the Stones or I mean band guy guys like that. So I wasn't ready for Pantera because that was the Metallica was accessible for someone who didn't know anything about it. But Pantera was a band that you liked when you started to develop a taste and an interest in the genre. So, and he still gives me shit for that now because now I'm listening to stuff that would turn Pantera's hair white. Because my taste has changed. I'm a different type of life. I equate it to, and I don't do drugs at all. So it's fine. But I'm just using it as like an example. If you're a guy and you're smoking pot, in Metallica's pot.
That's a great gateway.
Yeah, no. I mean, like Metallica was no. I would wager that Metallica is maybe the most significant gateway band / drug of all time for people then going, well, how about this? And then finding stuff because they got their itch scratched by Metallica, but then, and I love them, you know, they're my favorite band of all time, but I don't go back to them a lot because I just like knowing they're there. And if I need them, I'll go back. But I don't go back to them often. But then if they tour the UK, I'm going to see them.
Yeah, aye.
I love it because I know every song, I know every word, and I love it. But it is like it's opening that portal to another world. And I wasn't ready for Pantera yet because I just discovered Metallica. And Offspring Smash was another one. Those, the Metallica Black Album and Smash by Offspring are the two most important albums I've ever listened to. And I can say that without any doubt because those two albums from those bands were like, oh my God, I didn't know music could sound like this and I need to find more.
Yeah.
And when you start working, you have your own money and not like pocket money or paper round money, like an actual job money. And then you start buying CDs and stuff. And that's when I then started to like Pantera. So I bought their albums, I bought Metallica's albums, I bought Offspring. I was just buying CDs out the Yahoo. But Smash and the Black Album are the two most significant. So I go back to the Black Album very rarely, but it's always going to be like special because without that and Smash, and I go back to Smash, like Smash to me, and I know we spoke about Smash and Ixnay the Hombre and the best Offspring album. I mean, it's okay to be wrong. It's Smash, but that's fine. Like Ixnay's a belter, but Smash is just like top to bottom, fucking awesome. Yeah, but those two bands are like super important because without those bands, I don't know if I couldn't imagine not liking music. I couldn't imagine I know people that don't like music. It's baffles.
Yeah, it's like
it baffles me. I know everyone's got their shit to like, but how can it not be something that you gravitate towards? It's wild.
But I mean, like you're saying with the Metallica thing, I was kind of the same. Like you'll get a pop out of this. Like the first, like I was saying, I did that wrestling cassette was like the first one I owned. The first one I ever asked for was, and I don't know if you remember this, but Green Jelly put a record. Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Was it the Green Jelly and like a Hulk Hogan boot band or some shit? Was it that one? Or,
something like that. Yeah, wrestling boot band or something.
Yeah, like that's it. Okay. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Leader of the gang, and that was maybe fucking 92, 93 maybe. That was the first thing I remember asking for. Like I've seen it in fucking Woolworths, and that again, that's another thing that'll pass a lot of fucking folk by. They'll have no idea what Woolworths was. But yeah, I was in Woolworths and I was like, there's Hulk Hogan, he's on that. Can I get this? And took it home and I was like, this is pretty good.
Yeah, that's the power. No, that's the power of Hulkamania. You see him in an album and you're gonna have it.
Yeah, it's like you have no idea who Green Jelly were, but it's like it's Hulk Hogan's on there. I'm gonna have that because I was into wrestling.
Aye, they did Three Little Pigs, didn't they?
Yeah, aye. Three Little Pigs and Shit Man.
I don't know Shit Man.
Get a listen, you'll enjoy it.
No, I'll get it on Spotify. Again, Spotify has almost got everything. I keep finding this shit that because me and Lindsay play a game of does Spotify have this? You'll pick out some random like industrial German band. There's like I bet you Spotify has it. I bet you they don't. And it's like they don't, you fucker. Yeah. We got a couple of fun metal obscure band games that we play, especially going to a festival. Like go to a festival and you both pick like 5 bands of like various degrees of like being well known. So let's say we're at like a metal festival and I say, okay, I bet you I'll see a Weezer t-shirt. I say, oh well, that's 20 points because seeing Weezer here would be odd, you know.
Yeah.
and then he'll pick out, okay, you know, like My Dying Bride or some bullshit, and it's okay. Well, that's 30 points because of, and then we'll spend the day drinking, you know, like in between bands, and we'll just t-shirt spot. And honestly, it sounds like none. It's a fucking great laugh, and he's better at it than I am because he's got a good eye for album cover art.
Yeah.
So you get t-shirts, the album cover, and a t-shirt. So he'll see it like well before I will. It's like, well, that's Dream Theater. It's like, you motherfucker, it is Dream Theater. Shit. So like, I've never beat him, but it's a great game. I recommend when the world gets back to normal, play the t-shirt metal festival game because it's great fun. But do it when you're drinking.
Yeah, all over that.
Yeah, I remember the green jelly.
Green jelly, yeah, that was the first thing I remember asking for. And then, like, I wasn't really into music until we hit, like, the academy. So I would have been, like, fucking 96, I was at the academy. And the big pals, they were into, like, Oasis and Stereophonics and whatever.
Yeah.
That was all right. I bought that because that's what they were into. And Radiohead was the one for, I got into Radiohead. They were good. And up until the release of was it the fourth album? I can't remember what the name of it was, but it got all fucking
I do
weird.
like the Bends. The Bends is a good album.
The Bends and Pablo Honey are fucking tremendous.
Yeah,
like,
but
the first two. But like, yeah,
he got a bit. No,
and then it was like new metal started taking off. It was like Biscuit and you had your Korn and whatever else. I was like, yeah, that's more like the shit I should be into. And like, the Black Album, because all that shit was getting big, and then the Black Album was fucking kind of callbacks to this. I was like, like Kid Rock did the fucking. The
American Badass, sample, yeah.
So it was like, so you got into that, and it's like we got the next thing, and like you're saying, when you can get your job and you're starting with money in a hand,
and it
was like you go into like say HMV or freaking Virgin at the time was still open a one-up kind of had it was like 5 CDs for like 20 quid or whatever.
Oh yeah,
one of them. It was like,
oh yeah,
it's like bam, 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 and it was one of those where it was like Motorhead, and I knew Ace of Spades, but that was all I knew Motorhead at the time. But it's just it wasn't even like an official Motorhead album. It was just like one at like some record company that's kind of they to fill like a contract for someone, so they just put a complete best of or whatever. It was one of these bootleg fucking nonsense things, and it was like, but it had the war pig on the fucking cover. I was like, that's cool as fuck. I'm hearing that, and that's what got it for me. That was what hooked me. I was like, fuck it, Motorhead. No, these is cunts that can you go off of that and you fucking Motorhead, so you're into fucking Judas Priest and this big fucking Iron Maiden, these big British heavy metal stuff, and you like so your Metallica, you're veering off into fucking Anthrax and Slayer and Megadeth and fucking harder stuff, and it's the same kind of thing. It's just that it just branches off
because you just need, and again, it's like, and I've got a decent handle of it. The whole definition of genres and stuff, but sometimes I'll get lost because some of the genres, you know, like power metal and happy metal, are they the same thing? Well, happy metal is this because it's that, but power metal is that, and it's like, okay, I like a bit of power metal, but they get this is thrash, but now this is grindcore and it's sludgecore, and it's like, what's happening? It gets gotten silly because it's just more like I don't have the handle of it that I really should.
I need that nuance to fucking pick it out, and I just
no.
There's subtle difference.
Even like some of the stuff that I like, and I say, well, what is it like? And it's like, and I have issues trying to explain it because again, if you like something, you like something.
Yeah.
And again, the whole adage of it all sounds the same, which is obviously nonsense because if it all sounds the same, I'd like all of it, and I don't.
Aye.
There's some really, really heavy stuff that I think is just aimless, and it's just a wall of noise. It's like, I like heavy stuff, but it needs to be a little bit of structure, a little bit of purpose, a little bit of why are we here? And again, relate it back to wrestling. I mean, I don't want to watch a million spots. I want to have a story of some description. Metal music can be heavy and aggressive and visceral, but still have a hook or a riff or a melody. Even the really, really heavy stuff. And then, like I in a band called Cattle Decapitation.
I knew this was going to come up.
That's the thing, right? their early stuff, I don't like the early stuff because it is just a wall of noise. It's like no, I mean people think, oh, if it's heavy, I'm gonna like it. No, because I mean, there's action films that are good and films that are bad.
It's like going back to like buying albums and one up, man. A lot of albums I've bought just based on the cover art. I've never heard of the band, but the cover art looks smart as fuck.
See, I miss those days a little bit.
And you put it in the CD player, and it's just absolute fucking trash. You think, this is fucking garbage. How can someone that looks that good sound that bad?
But that's how they get you. That in really cheap horror and action films, because they get you with the cover art because they know that the content is garbage. So the only way to get eyeballs on it is to have this amazing. I mean, and that's a thing. Especially like 80s thrash bands that were not good. Their cover art is just ridiculous. Like, again, my mate Lindsay.
I've got a few of them, just complete stinkers.
My mate Lindsay started collecting thrash vinyl, but only based on the strength of the art. And every now and then he's like, oh, I've gotten this. Like, that is disgusting. I love it. I bet you it's shit. Yeah, they're fucking terrible. But I wanted it because look at the of it. And it's like, you're right. He's got a bunch. It's like he just gets a kick out of it, and so do I. I think you buy shit now just to fucking pop me. And if you've seen it, that is terrible. I love it. Because again, you mentioned Slayer and obviously a big four: Slayer, Anthrax, Megadeth, Metallica with the thrash and Exodus, and so much bands came out of the thrash thing because it was so big.
Yeah.
Just like anything, just the same thing with new metal. Like new metal became so big. Now there's lots of new metal that I think is fucking really good, and a lot of it is just garbage because they all just jumped off, just piggybacked on the people that are actually good at it. But yeah, like with cattle decapitation, and it was again. I'll mention Lindsay a lot of this because he'll say, "Oh man, you might like this," and they let me hear a song of theirs, and he's like, "I think you'll like this." Like, like it's death metal, but no, there is something going on. It isn't just because again, a lot of it is just this like impenetrable wall of sound. It's like, well, where's the song? There still needs to be a song. Because music needs to have a song. If it's just this nonsense of noise, then how am I going to listen to it? And so I listened to it, and I was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but I like it. So then again, right on Spotify, I'm a bang. And the early stuff is just like, okay, too much for me. But from like their third album onwards, and their latest album that came out start of last year, is like, okay, there's some really fucking good shit here.
Yeah,
I can appreciate that it's too much for some people, but because again, it's too much for the people who haven't listened to Metallica and then Pantera and then started, the kind of went through of, like just like yourself, like you discovered, I know it's daft, but no, obviously you discovered Green Jelly, and then that kicked it off. And then off the back of Motorhead, you discovered Priest in Maiden. Because obviously the Priest and Maiden are for me they aren't the same, but Priest is a gateway to Maiden.
Yeah, it's the same. New wave of British metal thing. Yeah,
I think people that discover Maiden later on will then retrospectively discover a band like Judas Priest.
Yeah,
Motorhead is like that. Like Motorhead is like the thing that never went away, and I'm not a big Motorhead guy, but I'm a big Lemmy guy. You know what I mean?
It's like most metal most fans of metal or rock at some description, like they'll know who Lemmy is and they'll know his look. They might not necessarily know if kind of the back catalogue, they'll be able to pick out certain songs for the.
Oh, definitely. Because like no, for me, like I mean, again, no, like Lemmy's bigger than Motorhead.
Yeah, no, that's why Motorhead stopped now because Lemmy was Motorhead. It's like Phil Campbell and Mikkey D just well, Phil Campbell's got his own band now. He's playing with the Bastard Sons, and Mikkey D's playing with Scorpions.
Okay.
So they both turned round when Lemmy died. So like that's it. Lemmy was Motorhead, so it's no somebody you could replace. Like nobody played bass like Lemmy, nobody sung like Lemmy. It's like you can't replace that without changing the whole dynamic of the band.
It's like you saying that, and again, like even Queen came back. Technically,
they when they had the boy was it? Can't find his name. Paul Roger. That's got to annoy me now.
No, Roger Daltrey.
No, it was a guy. It was a guy at a free. Shoot, is it free?
I know who you mean. I can't remember his name. But even there, I mean, like Lemmy is more irreplaceable than Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult to imitate Freddie, but it's really difficult to imitate Lemmy.
Like you could maybe imitate the singing or the bass playing, but to find the guy that can do both, it's got to be very hard because he didn't play bass like everyone else played bass. He played rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
I was like, so to find a guy to play the bass like that, so you're either getting two guys to do Lemmy's job, or you're giving yourself a near impossible task to find one guy to do it.
Yeah, I think speaking about the way he played bass, it goes back to Cliff Burton in Metallica. No, he passed away in '86, and he played the bass like a rhythm guitar as well.
Yeah,
he had people replace him. Obviously, that Jason replaced him and Rob replaced him, but the people will argue, and to be honest, I can agree to a point that like Master of Puppets, after Master of Puppets and Cliff was gone, it wasn't the same. I like a lot of it, but it probably wasn't the same.
Yeah.
And to find a guy to replace a Cliff Burton or replace a Lemmy, it's like you can't. It's not possible. So Motorhead might be one of the few bands that when a frontman is gone, everyone just went, nah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Phil Campbell and Mikkey D.
Shit that they always come back and do something, but Motorhead's the one example, the one exception.
Like they both come out like afterwards and said it would just be disrespectful to the end, and they would maybe get back together with somebody else, but it wouldn't be called Motorhead. And because I ken the Scorpions, they throw in a couple of Motorhead covers.
Yeah,
like he does a drum solo and it goes into possibly, but he does the for his touring with the Scorpions, he does his kind of drum solo and it goes into a couple of Motorheads, or it goes for a Motorhead cover into Mickey's drum solo and then back out into another Motorhead cover. And again, Phil Campbell's the same, and he throws in a couple, but it's like the both said it would just be disrespectful to, and like we're saying, it's just you just a guy you could replace.
I also think people would turn in it. I think people would be against it.
There's a lot of folk.
It'd be such a negative reaction to it. Again, people were excited to have Queen come back and do something, but I mean, the Queen demographic and the Motorhead demographic are not the same.
Yeah.
And Lemmy was like a brand unto himself.
Yeah.
I loved Lemmy, but I didn't love Motorhead. I do like Motorhead. I've seen them twice. I'm glad I did. When they played Aberdeen, Dishonest, and I'm glad I did because that was the last chance I got the chance to see them.
Yeah.
And you have to see Motorhead because it's fucking Motorhead. Like they're one of the bands that I'm not a big fan of Kiss. But they're fucking Kiss. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of Aerosmith, but they're fucking Aerosmith. If you get a chance to see them, you go to fucking see them because you know what I mean?
You say that. I was at Download the year Aerosmith played.
Okay.
And it pished it doing the Hail after name. And I lasted 2 songs and I lost Aid with it. I was like, fuck it, fucking shite. I just pish, fucking rain. And I fucked off back to the tent.
That's not the band's fault. That's the weather's fault.
Yes, it wasn't Aerosmith. Like I lasted a couple of songs and then I went back to the tent. I was intent. I was just going to sit there and drink by myself. And eventually I got changed and I went back and Suicidal Tendencies were playing one of the tents. I said, well, I've got to see them. And then it was like one of them, it kind of, obviously the main stage is the one that goes on longest. So you come out Suicidal Tendencies and you get a couple of songs there. So like I got 2 at the start and maybe 3 or 4 at the end. So I can say I've seen them. But yeah, that was one of the few times I just was fed up. I fucking lost the heat. I was like, fucking pish.
Yeah, a couple of times where, again, when you're at a festival and there's bands that you would never travel to see if they were headlining, but no, because they're there, you're going to see them. So it was Gojira, didn't like it. Mastodon, didn't like it. I'm not a big Weezer fan, but they played and they were great.
Yeah.
Parkway Drive, I do know nothing about. They were really good, but I've never listened to them ever since. It's weird how I'll see a band that I had no need to see, really enjoyed them, but then I never followed it up, and I don't know why. I guess it's being there, having a drink in me. I mean, it's good. It's all good, unless they're terrible, and they weren't. But it was kind of that. It was that kind of screamo kind of sound, and I guess I can take it or leave it. But live, they fucking killed it.
Yeah, there's a few bands like that I've seen you see them live and you're like, these are you wouldn't normally listen to them or go and see them or buy their stuff, but then you see them there and I was like, they're pretty good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. But then there's shit. But then there's shit that you listen to day to day that you know you love, so that just kind of gets forgotten about a little bit.
Like, I remember there was one year we was there. Must have been one of the first years. It was either 05 or 06. I want to say it was 05. And System of a Down were headlining the Sunday night, and I was never the biggest fan of System of a Down. They were around when Limp Bizkit and them were taking off, and it was like, they're good, but they weren't my cup of tea. But Billy Idol was playing the second stage, so Buddy's like, I'm going to see something. I'm going to get to see something. I'm going to see Billy Idol. So it's like, when am I ever going to see the chance to see Billy Idol again? I've since seen him like 3 times.
No, fucking Sherman loves Billy Idol, so it's so
I enjoy Billy Idol. He did, like, it's exactly what you get is what you're looking at.
Right, I need to go for a pee, okay? Infamous piss break.
The professionalism continues.
where everything is just perfect. The dog was like, I what you doing? Where are you? Because like, I'm in here and the door's a bit closed, so she can hear me talking to you, but she's like, I can't see you. So just wait for a walk. It's in hand, so I can keep drinking. So it's fine.
We had the same. We had a video call with Dave P and Thunder for training, and it was the same thing. Just me and Dave's kids just doing run-ins. Just a little wee heat just in the corner of the screen and fucks off again. It's like, oh.
I would let the dog in if it thinks she would jump on the keyboard and just I wouldn't get back in. She would be on it. Okay, so System of a Down. You saw System of a Down.
I saw Billy Idol.
I know she'll fucking love that. The band. I like Limp Bizkit.
I was into them when they were going about, and then when I found Motorhead and a lot of the other stuff, I quickly fell out. I'll listen to them.
But they became like a bit of a punchline. It became a joke a little bit.
Yeah.
And they played Sonosphere one year, and I was like, I'll go see them because
I was there. I saw them there.
Yeah, how good were they?
And I
honestly thought they were fucking brilliant.
A couple of guys I went with, they were masked, and they were Limp Bizkit back in the day, and they were still Limp Bizkit then. And they were like, God, look at this kid. I was like,
again, it's easy.
That's a shite now. And it's like, and then I was like getting into it. I was like,
It's easy to forget. Like, Significant Other is a really good album.
Yeah,
it's a really good album, and again, because it's very much of its time.
Yeah,
new metal and a rap rock thing, and And no, it kind of run its course, but the same thing with Linkin Park a little bit.
I was never into Linkin Park, but yeah.
I get it. Linkin Park's far, like, I'm not a big fan of theirs, but their first album is still like really fucking good. And it's easy. I think it's easy. Again, you can say music, we can say for anything, music, wrestling, movies, it's really easy to take the piss out of something that is really popular because you want to be like you want to be cool, you want to look the guy who hates it. It's like, everyone loves
you want to be the guy that's ahead of the curve.
A little bit. The same thing even with the Marvel movies, because they're obviously super popular.
Yeah.
So they're shit. Well, they can't be shit because people really fucking like them, and they generally make billions. There must be something good going on. I think Limp Bizkit are one of those bands, and Linkin Park were two of those bands. It's easy to take a piss out of them.
Yeah.
But when you think of it at the time, because some people didn't live through it. I mean, obviously we lived through it, and they can live through it being into music. It's difficult to explain to someone how over they actually were. Like Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit were like really fucking, for a wee bit there, they were really fucking popular.
Like that's the thing. If they hadn't come about, I might have never found the shit I was into now. But it's because they were kicking out, they were heavier than fucking, like you said, as Oasis and Stereophonics or Riled. They were heavier than all that kind of stuff I was listening to at the time.
Yeah.
And it's like it's that stepping stone thing where it's like, you go the next level up, and then you're into the heavier stuff and heavier, and eventually you get into stuff that you just stick with. And I mean, I'm not exclusively a metal guy. Like, I've got fucking...
No, of course not.
Look at my playlist. I've got fucking Little Richard and James Brown and fucking Bob Marley and all this fucking... all this random shit in there.
It's like bore the proceedings by going through it. But again, like Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
Lionel Richie on. I really like 80s ballad stuff. You can't go wrong with the 80s ballad. Like soft rock. Because again, I love heavy shit, but I love a good chorus. I love a good harmony. I love a good chorus. And again, we mentioned there about liking other stuff. It's a stupid, and I don't think it's so bad now. And I don't know if you'll agree with me. Like back in the day, let's say back in the day, like we're 90 or something. But the whole notion of, because I like Oasis. I've seen them a few times. I like Noel Gallagher. Like Oasis got some. There's so much anthems, like songs that are like stuck in my head, and I really like them a lot. And I've had a conversation with people, not like random people. I'll be like a night out. Remember when we go out at night out? Remember when we're allowed to go out and drink and shit? And and you got say I've got like a Pantera shirt on, so you start speaking to someone. Oh, Pantera, and it's a classic conversation with a random stranger. And say, oh, what do you like? And blah, blah, blah. Then mention Oasis. Oh, you can't like Oasis because you like metal. And it's like, what?
Aye.
And I don't know if you've ever encountered someone in the game like you're rocking like an Anthrax t-shirt, and they can't like.
It's the same thing. It's like
can't like Little Richard, or it's stupid. It's fucking stupid. It's ridiculous.
It's like like you're saying, it doesn't seem to be so bad now. Like, no, I think it seems to be a lot of younger guys that are still finding the stuff that they're into. It's like that they kind of listen to stuff that's softer than the stuff they're into. Like, I think that's the thing.
I'm probably guilty a little bit of not being, when you're younger and you're not being totally honest about what you like.
Yeah,
it's
you're trying to look cool as fuck.
But when you're 20 years old, it's important, and it isn't important at all.
But that's the thing. Like when I was at school, I was listening to all that shit, and I was one of the like it was me and a couple of buddies were into it, and I was like, there wasn't really anybody else into it. Like at the time, I was rocking a fucking kind of blonde mohawk kind of hand at the time. And it's like
pictures, please.
Oh, there's plenty of pictures. Just fucking. And I had the blonde mohawk and the little chin beard. That was me fucking metal to the fucking.
Wow.
But aye, and it's like there was only a handful of us listening to that kind of stuff back then. And then you look at it now and kind of like everybody. I've been listening to this for years. It's like you weren't it though.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. yeah, again, and maybe you've encountered this as well as when again, like two things, one, talking to someone and say, "Oh, I love that band as well," and then you rattle off albums and song names and I don't know none of them, so obviously they're just fucking lying. And two, and this is a classic one. Or what do you like? Oh, I'll listen to anything. Will you though?
Yeah.
Will you? No, like put on some music for you just now. You'll be like, oh my god, what you said. I hate that. Like when people say.
But then there's a lot of folk just
say that they're passive about, which is fine. You're passive. Just say you're like ambivalent and passive on the music thing. Don't say listen to anything. I bet you listening. Like here's some fucking doom metal. Here you go.
Like that's the thing. The folk that say this often didn't realise that there's so many subgenres of metal. Like they see heavy metal, they see like they see Iron Maiden and your Metallica, they see the biggies. That's like, that's heavy. I'll listen to heavy metal. It's like, but then you've got all these fucking subtle differences in between.
See, like people think Metallica is a genre, not a band.
Aye.
Because the amount of times someone said to me, "Do you listen to that Metallica music?" I was like, "Do you mean like the band, or do you think because the Metallica is like Coca-Cola, is a brand now? It's like Manu, it's like Coke, it's like McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's a brand. So people on the fringes think that Metallica is an all-in catch term for music, for loud music, because it's that big. So you like Metallica music? It's like just like when people think wrestling's just WrestleMania.
Aye.
You know what I mean? Just because WrestleMania is so big,
like they see the thing that broke the mainstream, and that's,
of course,
that defines the whole genre.
Hulk Hogan, WrestleMania, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Metallica, which is like a testament to how big and how popular they are. But I think you're right. It's the whole. They think that the heaviest it goes is even bands like AC/DC.
Yeah.
I mean, like they're hard rock.
They're technically no metal, but it's
like they're groovy as fuck. You know what I mean?
like there's a lot of blues in there, and aye.
Of course it is. Yeah, and again, veering off. Well, not veering off, but somewhat on topic. Is like these stupid things like when you go into HMV back today, and they would have everything was in the metal section, whether it was punk,
aye.
Whether it's alternative, and it shouldn't annoy me, but it fucking did.
If it was a little bit heavier than your rock, it was in the metal section.
It's like just like okay, like here's Slayer, here's Anthrax, here's Placebo. Here's Stereophonics. I like Stereophonics. Well, I like the first two albums. After that, it became dad rock, and it was fucking dad rock. But the first two albums were really good. Again, you can't like it because it isn't metal. Again, arguments had to people. You can't like that because it isn't metal. It's like, what do you fucking mean? It's like, if you like it, you like it. If it's good, it's good. It doesn't matter what it is. But you go into HMV and the metal section would just lump because obviously, and again, and
it was just like one section, 1 2 meter long section. That was it. That was your metal.
Of course it was, and I appreciate that they're going to go, here's ska, here's punk, here's alternative, here's grunge. I know they're not going to do that. I know they're not going to do that. But it used to annoy me because I was like, that's not metal. I'll just be young and fucking stupid. It's like, that's not metal. Why is no effects in there? Fuck off, they're punk. Yeah.
And that's why everyone had a clue went to One Up.
I fucking loved One Up. One Up was great.
Like
again,
the money I must have lined their tills with in that place. I dread to think how much I spent in there.
Oh God, I've got. I mean, like say, my mate started collecting metal CDs because it's the thing he does now, and he tries to get whether it's popular or really obscure. His limit is he won't pay over a $5, which he's only broke it once or twice. He's really good for getting a fucking deal. But I've got boxes of CDs, and again, now that I've got everything on Spotify, there's some things I will keep because there's a handful of bands that are important to me, and I like having physical copies and stuff.
Yeah.
But when we get a chance to meet up and stuff and everything's safe to do it and whatever, things are shit just now. I've got boxes of CDs and say, look, if you want them, just take what you want. And chances are he'll have most of it. But
I've got three, four, maybe 5 boxes worth of CDs up in the loft.
Yeah,
we moved house and they've never been at the box again. They've just been sat in the loft because we've had, like I said, we've got Spotify and all these other things that you play.
When's the last time you played a CD?
Probably not in my last car, but the car before that I couldn't hook my phone into.
A car, okay, that's cool. And that makes sense.
Like in the house.
In the house.
In the house, like we've never had since we've been here 6 years now, and we've never had a stereo here. Like had a stereo in an old flat, and even that just sat and collected dust for years on end. Like I did bookcases. I did have CDs out in bookcases, and it was very rarely they were ever played. Like they were in the car. That was the only time I listened to CDs.
Yeah, it's just crazy how like physical media is dying a slow, painful death. And again, I know like vinyls came back, and some bands will release vinyl as well. But I can't get into the vinyl thing because I've got too much fires in the iron just now. I've got so much shit that I still need to get tucked away. I would
like to, but again, I would just I hadn't got the money to start with, and I would just burn through fucking just buying shit.
But it's also space as well. Again, like you did the right thing. I mean, like Motorhead's your band.
Yeah.
And you've stopped it. And that's good that you got. Again, if it was just metal, we would both be fucked. It's like, again, there's a handful of bands, like Fear Factory's got a new album coming out soon. It's due out soon. That's getting fucking bought physical because if they're not my second favorite, they're number 3. Because like Offspring will always be special, and Metallica will always be because it's them. And again, and I will go back to them often, like I said, but it's them and they're special. Fear Factory are like, I mean, some of the best gigs I've been to have been Fear Factory. I mean, I've seen them like 8 times now.
Yeah.
And I've only one gig was shit because Burton's voice was fucked. And they were supporting, and they just weren't there. They were just knackered.
Aye.
Apart from that, they've always been fucking so good. Like one of the best gigs I ever went to was when I split up with someone. So things were shit. Oh my god, the world's coming to end. Fucking, you know what I mean? Like it's just shite.
Yeah.
You're fighting. Shut the fuck up. But like I had like they were playing the Garage. They played the Garage. A week after I split with my girlfriend, so went to see them. I was just in the mood to just fucking vent anyway. So they were touring off like a new album, and the new album was like fucking amazing, and they were amazing at night. I was like, okay, that was like, I needed that.
Yeah,
I needed that. But yeah, like if they bring shit out, I'm buying it. No, Metallica, buying it. Bad Religion, again, they're not metal, they're a punk band.
Yeah.
They're fucking great. Again, my entry music is Bad Religion, hasn't changed since 2008. Just locked out that a song that fits me, that makes sense, is also fucking. I'm lucky that way. Same with yourself. You've got a song that fits you that's also fucking good, brilliant. Again, that's another thing. I think I spoke about it. I don't know if I said to Billy about it. I said it somewhere recently. About like picking music that you like, but that's not a reason why you do it. Sometimes you pick a song that suits you.
It might be, just because you like it, it might not fit the gimmick you're working at the time. Yeah, I can understand that.
And I think me and you are both lucky that we got shit that's good, but it fits.
Yeah.
So we're sorted, But some people will just, again, that period where everyone came out to new metal, it's like fuck off. You know what I mean? Like a whole show of people coming out to music that I like is not always a good thing. Yeah. It's like, no, because again, have you ever seen like random indie shows where you get someone's came out to like a really almost like gothic fucking metal, and it's really fucking evil, and a guy comes out who's £100 soaking wet. It's like,
Aye.
why are you coming to that?
And he's out there high-fiving all the fans and getting it to come on. And it's like, it doesn't fit.
Because already when your music starts playing and they hear the music like before they see you, they have an image of what you may be when you come out. So if your music is kind of like music that like Strowman shoot, there's something like someone like Braun Strowman comes out to music that suits him, but then here comes a guy who's £100 soaking wet, but it's Strowman's music.
Yeah,
it's like we're fucked it here. So that's a big thing as well. But we're lucky that we got lucky that the song that fits us actually is also songs we like, and it's good. So it's brilliant. But yeah, there's still bands that'll buy shit for it. Like Maiden, maybe a band too as well, just because it's Maiden. I mean, like, I do like Maiden. They aren't one of my ultimate favorites, but it's fucking Maiden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're great live. But yeah, it's just crazy. I've got all these CDs sitting. I don't know what to do with them. I've no room. Like, they aren't worth any money now.
No,
I mean,
it's
again, like one day they will be. Because everything comes back around again.
If CDs were come back like vinyl did, I've got fucking a shit ton of money sitting upstairs.
So if I can get a fucking wee shed outside to store them in one day, I'm sitting on thousands of pounds. I am. Because I've got heaps. Again, but CDs we aren't there yet. I think we'll get there one day that they are worth money, but I think it'll be 15, 20 years. But I'm sitting on my fucking retirement here. Yeah. I've got so much shit that I've bought. Even just like singles, and like, you know, when bands would take it like a single, but they have different B-sides. So you'd have like 5 versions of one single. Like Offspring did it, Metallica did it, Pantera did it, and Maiden did it as well. All the big bands did it. So I've got a shit ton of like special edition singles. That just sitting with B-sides that aren't on Spotify, which is fucking annoying. It's some good fucking B-sides that never showed up. Again, that's another one. Like B-sides on Spotify is a game we play as well. What's the best gig you've been to?
The best gig.
I'm gonna hijack your podcast and ask you a question.
Just for it's either Moorhead supported by Saxon and Girls' School, sorry.
Okay.
Because Saxon I got into a bit later than everyone else. Obviously, fucking. It was I remember it was like a joke bit on. It was one of the music channels on Sky back in the day. Fucking 20 years ago. And it was it was in the adverts. Like, again, there was always this, like, I want to say, like, it wasn't a vignette, but you can see like a short video thing. This guy writing about like guy with the fucking mullet and the fucking denim battle jacket, and he was always searching for Saxon. And I was like, it always baffled me. Up at that point, I never heard of Saxon. Because I was still early doors into the. And I was like, I got it. I was like, all right, no, Saxon. Why are they these jokes? Because they're fucking awesome. I like Girls' School. I remember I got it was one of these like compilation albums years ago. It was like classic fucking driving metal fucking anthem, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Girls' School was on it, and then like you looked into it, and it was like, Girls' School were just like Motorhead but girls. I was like, yeah, I'm all over that. So it's either that or the year they played with Anthrax supporting them.
Okay.
Because I managed to knock 2 of my top 3 in one gig.
That's fucking mental. To get. I mean, the Motorhead and Anthrax playing in the same night is.
Like, out with festival, like, there's been festivals that's been. But if you're just talking gigs, that's probably the top 2, I would have said.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of years I was just going to fucking everything. Like, I was single, I had just money to burn. I was like, if I did come out, like, folk I wouldn't have thought of seeing, or like guys like, I've got a ticket for this, I'll go, whatever.
That's the thing. Like, there's one time I wish we lived in Glasgow, because, again, your bands will come to Glasgow first. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm trying to think of a fucking example. I know, like, with King Tut always have a band on.
Yeah.
So sake of argument, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a fucking band like Venom are playing King Tut's. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, like I wouldn't travel necessarily to see Venom, but if I live in Glasgow and I'm playing King Tut's, I'm going to see Venom.
Yeah.
Because
I say,
why the fuck would I not? I mean, why the fuck would I not see Venom?
If it's a weekend, you would consider it. But if it's a fucking kind, it's a weekday and you're working the next day, it's like, nah, I'm not going to Glasgow for that. But if you lived in Glasgow, you would go.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing. I mean, Iron Maiden played Aberdeen probably about 10 years.
Was it during the week? Was it like a Thursday or some shit?
No, near the last time they played. There was one time before that. Oh, fuck, I can't remember when it was. It was about 10 years ago anyway.
They played Aberdeen twice recently, and it
was like, but it was like the first time they came back to Aberdeen.
Yeah,
like, they played Aberdeen for years again. It was always Glasgow, and I went and got tickets for it, and I got the order through, and I bought tickets for fucking Glasgow. I thought, you dirty bastard! So I ended up seeing them. I ended up seeing them twice on that tour.
No, fuck it.
It's
Maiden. Fuck it. It's fine.
It would have been 2010, the Final Frontier tour.
Yeah, we went to that one.
So that was I bought tickets. I went to that gig. Hey,
it was both gigs the same set, or is it different sets?
No, it's the same set, both nights.
The same set, okay.
So it was that one was like Glasgow like a Thursday night and then Aberdeen the Friday night. That was like 2 nights in the bounce. I like Glasgow. I wouldn't myself. It was neat because they were playing Aberdeen. Everybody I knew was going to Iron Maiden, but seeing them in Aberdeen, and I bought a ticket for fucking Glasgow. That I could sell it, or I'll just fucking go. Fuck it.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I'm just going fucking do it because we had. I really I like Feeder a lot, the band Feeder.
Yeah.
And they announced because I've seen them a lot as well. Like they're really, I guess, a band that they're a band like Metallica that I take for granted. I know I like them, but every now and then I'll be like, you know what? And like let's go back and actually remind myself of why I like them. And obviously they're not metal; they're just like Brit rock, but they're fucking shot. They did Aberdeen at Music Hall, so we all got tickets for it. And then they announced dates for Glasgow, so we got tickets for Glasgow, and then the tour did so well that they announced a date for Aberdeen the next week. So we did, oh fuck it, we'll go again. So like ours was reverse of yours. We had to go and see in Glasgow because that's the only date in Scotland. But then they added another date. So fuck it, we're going. So it was almost like we'll see him again. But yeah, I've seen Anthrax. Like I'm not an Anthrax guy.
I remember you and Martin spoke about this in the pub once about the Big Four, and it was like you were like, I mean, I'm not. You two were arguing about Metallica and Megadeth. I'm like, the Anthrax are the top band, and the two you just turned and looked at like, what the fuck? Like, but no. If you're being specific, it's the Belladonna era. If Belladonna's the front man for Anthrax, Anthrax is the top. That's my opinion. Like, again, like it was Blue Thunder before Sonosphere. Thunder said, "Enjoy Sonosphere, but whatever you do, make sure you see Anthrax because you'll like them." Yeah.
And I went, oh well, then let's see Anthrax, and they're so fucking bouncy. It's good though. They're fucking they're so. I mean, I guess again, I'm not familiar with. I mean, like I know Scott Ian, but I mean, I'm not familiar with them in terms of different vocalists. I kind of am, but I can't remember all the shit that's going on.
Yeah.
But that was the guy that came back, like 2011. The old guy came back, right?
That was, but he was cutting about with the fucking Indian headdress on when fucking the tomahawk. Yeah. That was Belladonna, yeah. Because I was there for that one, yeah. That was Belladonna that year.
They were fucking fantastic.
Because they played the year before or 2 years before at Sonosphere with the other guy, John Bush, I want to say.
Mm.
They played with him and it was good, but it wasn't Belladonna.
No.
And then Belladonna came back and it's like that's Anthrax.
Because they're interested in that, like they're a thrash band, but the singer sings.
Yeah,
like he actually sings.
He's got
the guy can sing. Isn't that classic thrash vocals. It's
the growly kind of thrash. He's got some range to him. Yeah.
That's why because I wasn't familiar. I mean, I knew a couple of things. I mean, like I knew Cotton and Mosh, and I knew a couple of things.
Yeah.
Indian and I'm the Law are fucking awesome. They're so fucking good.
Like Among the Living, like the first 4 or 5 tracks off the album are just stone cold. Like and then in the set list every fucking time the tour.
Yeah. So Thunder was like, you need to go and see him. So, I've got their shit on Spotify, and I know one day I'll be super into it, and I'm not there yet, but I know I will be because I know they're good, and there's a little thing missing, but I know one day I'll get it. Just like when I didn't get Pantera, and then I got a bit older, because I think it doesn't matter whether you're 20, 40, 60, or 80, you'll be ready for a certain sound at a certain time, and then it'll be
See, I'll go back to this
straight away, but
I'll go back to this thing. Well, like you said, I was me, you, and Martin in that pub once speaking about the Big Four, and it was like, and then I was Anthrax, and you guys were Megadeth and Metallica, whatever it was. But we're all in agreement.
I do remember that vaguely.
That Slayer was the 4th one. Since then, I've bumped Slayer up to 2nd. Like I'm Anthrax, Slayer, and then like I kind of separate Megadeth and Metallica. They're both the 3rd. Like I'm bumped Slayer up.
I don't like Slayer that much, and I don't know what, but I don't know why. I've got no reason for you. You know, they tick every box. Good vocals, good rhythm, good solos. Although the same solo for the past 20 years, the joke. But then he said, "Well, it works, so why change it?" It's like, fair point. They're a really good fucking band. I've no reason why I don't. I do like some of their stuff, but I don't like albums worth. I like a good. I've got like a 7-track EP worth of Slayer that I like a lot, and the rest of it's just okay. And I don't know why.
Like you're saying, not being ready for stuff. I remember back in the day, like probably about 15, 16, and it was kind of used to flick through the music channels between fucking Scuzz and Kerrang and whatever else fucking metal channels was on at the time. And Seasoned and Abyss was on. I was like, that's cool as fuck. And it was like, you went and bought the album. I was like, I wasn't ready for the whole album. I was like, but I like Season Abyss, and then come back to it again. And I was like, I'm done. And then it was one of them, it clicked. And then just this past year or so, maybe, I've gone fucking just Slayer daft. I was like, they're not an Anthrax level. I wouldn't put them above Anthrax, but like if you're speaking top 4, for me, it's Anthrax, Slayer, and then Megadeth. You can't separate those two. I don't think. But yeah.
But you can separate them. You can. Because like here's my take on Metallica and Megadeth. I really like Megadeth, but I need to be in the mood for them. Because Dave Mustaine's a very acquired taste.
Yeah.
But when I'm in the mood for it, and then I'll fucking binge it. Megadeth are technically a better band, but the Metallica have songs. And songs will always win. And then Dave had that difficult period where he tried to be the Black Album.
Yeah,
He had Cryptic Writings, Risk, and The World Needs a Hero. Now, The World Needs a Hero is the most underrated album of all time because it's fucking great. Risk is good shit, but it's not as good as Cryptic Writings.
Dave I always enjoyed Risk because it's got Crush 'Em on it.
I like Crush 'Em. I like Insomnia. I like The Doctor's End, and then I'm out. It's not enough for me. It's not enough meat in the bone. Like Cryptic Writings has still got that it's still got that thrashy shit in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Trust is fantastic. I mean, like Trust is the closest that they've got to doing a Black Album song.
I'd agree with that, yeah.
And that's his internal conflict, was he wanted to be faster and more proficient than Metallica, but he also wanted to bother the charts the same way they did, but he couldn't have it both ways.
Yeah,
so he had this 4-year period where he was like trying to do what Metallica did. But Metallica had Bob Rock juicing the albums. And Bob Rock was the difference between Metallica being a big metal band and being a big mainstream band.
That's the game changer. Was
the Bob Rock was Bob Rock fucking just and Lars is like, what do you mean? Fucking Bob Rock telling Lars, it's like, you never captured what you do live at an album. Is like, pardon me, who the fuck are you? So Lars, listen to him because the Bob Rock did Bon Jovi, so he fucking knows how to make. You know what I mean? Like he knows how to get you to church. So shut the fuck up. Listen to Bob Rock. He'll fucking do it for you. Yeah, but yeah, that's my take on the whole Megadeth Metallica thing. Because people lump them together, but they sound different. They're
not the same.
Yeah, but again, like I know you know that, but like people that don't know as well will just put them together, and it's like they're totally different, man. They're totally different. Like Dave is a better player, but Metallica have got the songs.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's fair.
Songs win because. If it's all about the player, the playing, then like Stevie Vai and Iggy Malmsteen and Dream Theater would all be my favorite shit in the art.
Yeah, aye.
It's too much. It's like, okay, I know you can play. Like even fucking like live Megadeth gigs, and again, Metallica were guilty to about a day as well. But live Megadeth gigs, and it would go on their okay. Here's me playing a solo, Dave. I know you can play. Go and just play Holy Wars or play Peace Cells. You're fine. You know what I mean? It's like I don't need your solo. Like,
see, I don't think I've ever seen Megadeth headlining. I've seen them at festivals, and I saw them supporting Judas Priest one year.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think they've ever seen a headline Megadeth set.
I saw them when they toured the World Needs a Hero. Like me and Martin went to see them in the Barrel Lounge. That was fucking really good. And they played Glasgow again. Can't remember the venue, it was bad, but they were supported by Lamb of God, and they were great.
Oh, in fact, maybe I did see them then. I'm sure I was at that gig, I think.
Yeah, it was Lamb of God. I don't know who was on before Lamb of God, but
you mention it, yeah. That sounds familiar. So maybe I have seen them headline, I say.
I think you have, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Like that was the gig where they played the clip from Wayne's World.
Yeah. Aye.
Asked Kim Basinger, asked her for some Megadeth. Yeah. Which watching the film as a kid, I had no idea who Megadeth was.
Yeah. Aye.
Watching it as an adult, I'm going big fucking pop, big fucking big pop. Yeah. So the whole Megadeth Metallica thing. And again, it's another thing. Again, it goes back to what I said before. But if you like one thing, you can't like another thing.
Yeah.
I've had people, strangers, a night out having a drink, talking away. They said, "Oh, like, who do you like, Metallica or Megadeth?" And I'm going, well, like genuine question, like because I can't like both. And it's like, what do you mean or? Well, but it's them or them. It's like, well, I like them both. Oh no, you can't like them both. Why? It just because Dave and James fell out, and Dave kicked James's dog, and
yeah, you don't have to pick a side.
It's like I like them both. I mean, I like Metallica more, but I'm in the mood for Megadeth.
Yeah,
I'm fucking there for it. But it's just funny, like picking and choosing, because it's a whole metal thing, and you can only like metal. Because like that's a very 80s way of thinking, because like the punks, they hated the hit metal crowd.
Yeah.
And then the metal guys hated the glam metal guys, and then they hated the skinheads. So yeah, but that was like 40 fucking years ago, and we're past this now, and I think we are. And again, like you can't like grunge if you like punk. You can't.
Like I said, I think a lot of it is just like, from what I see of it, it's a lot of the younger guys that are just getting into it, and kind of they have to like this, and they can't like anything else. That's it. They have to look cool as fuck in front of their pals, and it's like that's fair enough, because I was the same way when I was younger, and I can understand that.
Yeah, again, like it's not cool to say, "Oh, listen to this," but also like Michael Bolton. for sake of argument. You know what I mean? And like, it's not fucking cool.
Well, I was one of my pals.
I think because it's cool fucking songs. So.
He's like he's into his metal and he's a Daft Guns N' Roses fan. But the first gig he ever went to was a Neil Diamond gig.
Brilliant.
His fucking mum and dad, and he says, "Kind of, it was one of the best gigs I've ever been to." I was like, I can imagine because Neil Diamond's on some of my play. I fucking love Neil Diamond.
Yeah, but shh, you can't say that.
I can't say that. That's all right. Fucking credibility gone.
I know. I need to fucking pee again here. Right, bear with me. God damn it. No. What haven't you peed yet?
I'm just going. Since you're going, I'm going.
Okay. Right, so where were we?
Right, so we've covered all the big four and thrash and whatever. Right, you brought it up earlier. I actually did some research for the show this week.
Oh shit! Wow.
Right, you mentioned the Offspring earlier about Smash and Ixnay and the Hombre. So I had a couple of long drives at work, so I listened to them through and through. I said, maybe I am wrong.
Okay.
This is weird. It's said a couple of times about the best Offspring album. You're on the Smash side of things. I'm on Ixnay and the Hombre side.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll listen to them both. And I looked at the track listing, and in theory, like there's some bangers on Smash. So I was like, you've got fucking
Nitro,
Self-Esteem, Bad Habit. And in theory, I should like it because Raven's original ECW theme is on there.
Yeah, come out and play, yeah.
And I should like it. But I listened to the both and I'm still like, nah, Ixnay and Hombre still. And I think it's because like we would have been 15, 16 when we first heard that album. And I mind there was one year we spent like the whole summer holidays off school. We spent the whole summer down at Cadonas, and it was a year Crazy Taxi came out.
All I want.
And it was like the soundtrack to that was just Bad Religion and Offspring. That's the only two bands that was on that fucking soundtrack. And they were all off. I can't remember about the Bad Religion, but definitely Offspring ones. They were all off Ixnay and the Hombre. And I think that's why I've always had a soft spot for it. And I will
say my favourite Offspring song of all time is All I Want. That's my favourite.
Yeah.
So your favourite album has my favourite song in it, but it's not my favourite album. But Ixnay is really fucking good.
Like it's close to call. Like they're two of the best up there, and it just comes down to if you've got a certain attachment to someone.
I think like Smash is the first of their albums that I discovered through someone showing me it. Ixnay was the first one I bought off Molen Back, actually looking for it, because like back then you couldn't go on the internet and be like, oh wait, let's see the back catalogue.
Yeah,
it wasn't a thing. So you would have to go in HMV, go in the metal section, and go through it all, and then you go, Offspring's got another album.
Then they might not like the entire back catalogue. It might just be bits and pieces of their the biggest albums that sold to that point or whatever, and yeah. But I think that's why Ixnay has always had top spot for me, just because of that one summer.
Yeah.
Like I said, fucking there's like Smash has got some fucking bangers on it, but it's just I've just got that sentimentality about Ixnay, about that time period.
One of my favourite gig moments when I saw Offspring for the first time in Glasgow, and they're playing all the obvious shit, Yeah. I mean, in fairness, there's people there that I know pretty fly for a white guy, and that's it.
Aye, that's what they're there for, yeah. That's understandable, yeah.
So, but their second album, Ignition,
yeah,
a song in it called Session. And they're playing their set, and they're playing all the obvious shit. It's fine. It's brilliant. I love Offspring. I love them. Brilliant. And then it's like, okay, this song is called Session, and no one's screaming apart from me. Because I tell a lie. I've got like Bill's there and Malice is there. I think Thunder was there as well. I think that maybe, but Malice and Bill were definitely there. So Malice but like Bill knows Ignition, so it's fine. No, like this song's called Session, and nobody knows it, and I'm fucking go, fucking Session, yes! And everyone's looking at him like, who's this fucking idiot? It's like, that's not pretty fly for a white guy. It's like, yeah, it's fucking Session. Again, I was so happy. That's my highlight of the gig, because they played, again, it's like getting like a deep cut. Playing Session.
Yeah.
Thank you. Again, the whole gig was awesome, but they played Session, so I was fucking delighted. Yeah.
See, that's one of the few bands I've never seen that I want to see. Like they played.
They are good live.
They played Download one year.
Yeah.
But Testament were playing one of their stages, and I thought Offspring will tour again. I'll probably never see. I might not get the chance to see Testament because they weren't like a regular touring thing. I've since seen them like 5 fucking times since then. I've never seen Offspring again.
Again,
like,
it's because you're more of a metal guy. The bands that you like might tour with, like the bands you like might tour with Testament. There's a chance that they might. I've seen Offspring twice, which is shite for a band that's in like my top 3.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing. The last time I saw them was in Glasgow, and they were fucking wonderful.
But then a lot of that comes down to the amount of times they actually fucking tour though.
Well, they barely tour in the UK. They barely. I mean, I think
I've seen Motorhead fucking every year since 2005 or 2003 maybe, until they stopped touring when Lemmy died in, was that 50? So that's like a good 10-year block. They toured every year, and then I saw them at festivals, and sometimes I was getting to see them 2 or 3 times during one tour. And
again, I think it's cool that, again, if you're into a band and you tour, I think it's cool to have like that one band that like whenever they're in the UK, you go and see them.
Yeah.
Again, like the thing with Metallica is they cost a fucking fortune. So I do my best, but a band like Fear Factory costs a little bit less. So whenever they're in the UK, I think since 2001, I haven't missed them. I don't think. I mean, time. I went to fucking Sheffield to see them because a friend of mine from years ago from Sheffield, she liked Fear Factory as well. So I went to Sheffield to see Fear Factory because I hadn't seen her in like 10 fucking years. So it's like, well, fuck it. I'll go see Fear Factory. I'll get to see you again. It'd be great. So like Fear Factory is my Motorhead. If they're coming, I'm fucking going kind of thing, because you can, again, it's with Motorhead, like with Motorhead, like they won't charge you like 100 quid to see them. It's going to be
they're playing the Academy or whatever.
Exactly. That's the thing about like
they're not playing the Exhibition Centre or the SCC, or it's got to be like 40 quid a ticket plus your fucking booking fees.
It's affordable. The same thing. Again, it'd be the same with Bad Religion if they toured more. But I've seen them 4 times. I saw them twice in 1 week, which is fucking brilliant. Because Dishonest Fear, then they played Glasgow the same week, and that was like Dennis Law loves him more than I do.
Yeah, he's a big punk.
He fucking loves him, and I'd seen him twice at that point. He'd never seen him live, so it annoyed me. It's like, Dennis, you have not seen them. I've seen them twice. I'm offended on your behalf. So the third time I saw them, Dennis came with us, and I enjoyed it more than the first time just because he was so into it.
Yeah.
I kick if him being into it. It's like he's fucking loving it. It's like I'm loving it too. It's fucking brilliant. They're fucking great. I think the last time I saw them was just okay because the set list the choice was a bit. I don't know, once the set list was bad, it just wasn't the shit I'm really into.
Yeah.
So again, I guess if I was into it, it'd be great. But the first 3 times were fucking brilliant, and they're so good. I still got their book set. I need to finish their book. They're great. Again, I'm not a big punk guy, but then like Offspring and Bad Religion are 2 of my favorite bands, so maybe I am.
No, I'm the same. If you've listened to Motorhead's first album, like when they had before Eddie and Phil Taylor came in, like that was a lot more punk, like you can track like Vibrator, and there's a lot more punk influence of that kind of. Like if you read a lot back of it, it's like Motorhead were the ones that brought fucking punk and metal together, and that kind of.
Yeah.
It's the only time you would ever see punk and metal together. But I was never a massive punk like the earliest like your Ramones and Misfits, Clash, and kind of I'm into that, and then kind of came back again with this fucking Blink-182 and fucking Sum 41. I was into that. Offspring, I was into them, but
that's pop punk though. I mean, like punk. I think punk's been bastardized more than metal.
Yeah,
in terms of what punk actually means. And I'm not a big punk guy to be able to say this, that. But I mean, like Motorhead, let me say we're Motorhead and we play rock and roll.
Right. The first thing he comes out in a gig, and that's what he says. And they get classed as metal, and it's like no, but he's plays rock.
But they aren't metal though. No, they're not metal. And for me, like if Lemmy says that they're rock and roll, okay, you're rock and roll.
Yeah,
cool.
That's
same thing with Maiden. I mean, like Janet Jars and Adrian Smith will say, well, we're hard rock with melody. We're not metal. It's like, oh, yeah, you're right. Again, people just will lump it because I mean, like Maiden are one step below prog rock.
It's because people like to put things in neat little boxes. That's what people like to put things in a box, and that's what it is. Like, that might have influences of this, and it might be slightly this and slightly that, but no, it needs to go into one box. Yeah, that's I think the problem is.
It's I think the bands that can't be put in one box are generally the ones that are the most interesting as well.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just say, oh no, this band's metal. And they're not, because I mean, and I think I say apart from Motorhead, I mean, I think bands that go for a long time will go through their period where they go a bit like ballady, or they go a bit experimental, or they go a bit hard rock, not being metal. But I think
they'll try something different to try and break the mainstream of it. Whatever's popular at the time, they'll try and jump on that kind of bandwagon and get influences of that to get onto what's popular.
Again, like Metallica, Below and Reload went that like alternative kind of with them with their and shit. And it's like, okay, wearing makeup. It's like, I don't care, but like you said, you weren't going to do that because you used to, because fans of you in the thrash era beat the fuck out of the glam fucking metal guys for wearing makeup. And now here they again. I'm not judging that. I don't care, but it's just ironic that the guys that used to beat up at the clubs are now you in front of you. Like everything changes, but I mean, like better than I do. But I think Motorhead were the one band who were just the same.
Yeah,
they were just, this is what we do. Like
there were subtle changes when Eddie Clark left and they brought in Brian Robertson for Thin Lizzy, and it kind of you could notice there was for the first album when they had Lucas Fox and Larry Wallace on it, like I was saying, that was a lot more punk than what came after it. Like then they released Overkill and fucking Eddie Clark and Phil Taylor came in and Bomber, and it was more like the Motorhead. That was the classic Motorhead sound. And then, like I said, they brought Brian Robertson in to replace Eddie Clark, and there was a note difference. And then, like Another Perfect Day, it's slated as like the worst Motorhead, and it's nay. It's far from the worst Motorhead album. It's like you can hear a difference in the sound in it, but it's nay the worst album they'd released. And then obviously Phil Campbell and that joined, and he went back to the original sound that Eddie Clark had been playing with, and kind of like you're saying, it was that same kind of like obviously there was different tracks. There's a couple of like acoustic tracks or there's some ballady stuff on some of it, like 1916.
No, wasn't Lemmy writing songs for Ozzy at one point as well?
Yeah, aye.
He's writing like Mama, I'm Coming Home and shit. And yeah.
It's like you can write.
I've watched the Lemmy documentary. It was fucking brilliant. It's awesome. And there was shit. It's like, I didn't fucking know that. I didn't fucking know that. I didn't fucking know that. It's so fucking
But then,
interesting.
like, he's one of these guys. He was in like obviously because he was fucking kind of older than everybody else at the time. Like, he was into fucking Otis Redding at the time and whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like metal guys just wouldn't admit to being into Otis Redding, and it's like that's the kind of like all these 50s rock bands.
Just being real. I mean, again. Again, you go what you said about like putting things in a box.
Yeah.
Like why has it got to be in a box? No, why can't it just be you like what you like?
Yeah, but that's some people just can't get past that. They need to categorize it into something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's is what it is, and I've fucking no idea where the fuck we were going with this, but yeah.
I said to you your favourite gig, and then an hour later, well,
here we are. Like, so since I'm meant to be the host, what's your favourite gig?
Probably the first time I saw Metallica. Me and Thunder went to Earl's Court in London. And the place was, big building, fucking rammed, sold out. Getting there and finding accommodation was a story for another podcast, which I'll tell one day. I need to think about the details, but it's like I fucked it and Thunder fucked it, so we're both to blame in a big way. I still have the keys to one of the hotel rooms 17 years later. You know why? Because I was like, we're leaving. Fuck it, keys. I don't care. We need to go, but we get fucking stabbed by some random guy. It was bad. It was bad, but the gig was good. They played for 3 hours plus. They did 3 encores. They started doing stuff off Garage Inc. as well.
Nice.
You know the Misfits cover shit, like Last Crash and stuff. And they kept coming back because it's fucking amazing. My favorite moment of the gig was the moment they caused me. No, actually, there's 2 favorite moments. The first one's right at the start. So we're sitting up on the balcony, which again, there's no bad seats. We're fine. It's a Metallica, a massive stage. We can see everything. It's fine. So we're sitting in the balcony, in the cheap seats. It's all fine. And then a member of staff comes to me and Thunder and other people, but me and Thunder. No, I have to ask you to move. So we're thinking, have we bought the wrong seats? Have we fucked it in some way? What's happening? So they move us downstairs, and now we're directly in line with the band, and I can see them warming up before they come out. I can see James in that with his guitar, like Lars is there, and I'm going, Thunder, there's Lars. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, no. It's like, yes, I fucking know it. They come out, start playing. So they start playing one, or the intro to one, with the
aye. Machine guns and the bombs going off, aye.
And we're so close to the pyro that when the pyro goes off, I have to blink to keep my contact lenses in my eyes from falling out. So I'm like this, and there's tears streaming in my face. I finally get my eyes open. I'm like, fuck yeah! I can't see it. It's fucking amazing. So no, like that was fucking great. But yeah, it was first time I'd seen them. Played for over 3 hours. Again, it's like 2003, so they're still kind of. I know they're older now, but they're still kind of like not in their prime. They're still on the cusp of being able to play that 3 hour plus set. Now you get 2 hours, and it's great. It's fine. But they were touring off of Saint Anger, which gets shit on. I like Saint Anger. I'm sorry. I don't. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. Fuck off. I don't care.
I liked it at the time, and then I went off it, and then I've since gone back and listened to it again. I was like, no, it is good.
It's fine. I mean, there's shit in there that's weird and shit, but they only played. They played Frantic, and they played Dirty Window, and that was it. So I'm thinking, even the songs don't work live.
Yeah, aye.
That like that album again. Like those songs are long, and there's no solos, and that's not a reason that it's bad or good or whatever. But for a song to be that long without a solo in its Metallica, it feels a bit weird. So they played 2 songs off the new album, which told me all I need to know about how they felt about it. It's like, okay, so you're touring off the album. I mean, I might be wrong, but I think it was 2. It was definitely Dirty Window and definitely Frantic. We might go Saint Anger. Maybe 3. So 3 songs toured off a new album is not a lot. Because usually get 5. So I think they knew it doesn't work live. So that was special. The other highlight of that gig was coming in and missing Godsmack because they were shite. Apart from their new albums, got songs that they're actually really good. It was Damien. I was saying to Damien, it's like, oh, their new Godsmack song, it's really good. It's like, are you fucking joking? It's like, no, because they used it for one of the Saudi Blood Money shows. When Legends Rise.
Yeah, aye.
I was like, that's a good song. That I found it was Godsmack. It's like, Godsmack did a good song. Although it's like when Legends Rise and Bulletproof of the new album, or new, guess the last album, I guess, the last album, it's like, shit, Godsmack did, like, it's it's good songs. It's like, it's good fucking stadium rock songs. But yeah, we got into the gig and we just missed Godsmack and I popped. It's like, thank fuck. Because I bought one of their albums in 1-up off the strength of the album cover. Shite. It's like, fuck off. fuck Godsmack. So yeah, the first time Metallica will always be special because it was almost like a fucking religious. Because again, it's almost like a WrestleMania moment. It's like, I hope to see him live, but I probably won't get to it.
Yeah.
Because back then it felt like a big thing. Like now that I've got money and shit, it's easier to. But like 18 years ago, it was like, oh my god, see Metallica, and the fucking chore to get there, which again, another podcast. Carry on. That was worth it. They were fucking amazing, so fucking good. So that's probably number 1. Then the gig I mentioned with Fear Factory after I split with my ex that year is probably number 2 because it was just fucking. I hate to say it because it sounds so cringy, but they weren't fucking crushing. They were crushing that night. It was fucking beautiful. What's your worst gig?
I thought about this.
No, they're all good in some way.
But I
again, because
as far as a worst gig,
live music's always good unless it's fucking horrible. It's generally good.
Like I kind of think on a gig that I've not enjoyed in some capacity. Like I kind of think, there's been bands like for a few years, like Biffy Clyro were supporting everybody, and I can't stand Biffy Clyro. I'm never going to them. Even now, they're no for me. But for a while, they're probably one of the bands I've seen most because for a few years they were supporting fucking everybody went out and they were at every fucking festival. I was like, but nah, they're no for me.
I heard Biffy from our tent because I refused to go to see.
Well, I mean, they were on like early doors, one fucking download festival, and nobody was on about them. And I went along and I was like, that's just shite. It's just no for me. And then like since then, like I saw them. I
can see why they're popular though.
Yeah,
I can totally see why people like them. It's not for us, but I can totally see why people like them easily.
But yeah, it's like it's just one of those. Like it's probably one of the bands I've seen most, but they're no for me. I can't go with them. Just
so I'll get tickets.
It riles me up.
No, like you supporting Biffy offer again, just show up late.
Aye.
Again,
it's one of them. It's like they'd be second headliner, and if ever was on like first, you'd want to see them, so you'd have to fucking sit through Biffy to get the headliner. And it's like
Again, yeah, it's awkward. I mean, like and that's the whole thing. That's another thing. It's like the appropriate time to shop for a gig is a science, because there's people that show up mega early and doors aren't open yet. Well,
yeah, I'm not for that. No,
I'm not doing that. People who show up for doors opening to see the first gig, the first band won't be on for the half an hour, so you're fine. And then you go in between to set up and blah blah. And especially when they get to your headliner, they will drag it out to build it up.
yeah,
And generally your headliner will have more tech, switch over, background, whatever.
Yeah.
But the amount of times I've been to a gig because the people with me are panicking, it's like, you're fine. So we need to go now. It's like, okay. And then we're waiting for hours. It's like, well, I told you, it's like, look, trust me, I've been to a few gigs. Honestly, we're fine. I mean, really, if you don't care about the support, you can show up 10 minutes before the band comes, you're fine. You can show up like 9:30 and see the band, you're fine. You know what I mean? I mean, you can, but people panic and shit. And then,
there's a lot of that. Like I've seen a lot of bands that way that I would normally have gone and seen because they were supporting. And I like to go just to see.
Yeah.
Just to, I think the only gig we ever turned up late to, I think, was a year Testament, Megadeth and Judas Priest toured. And we were, I can't remember, we got caught up in traffic. It wasn't for lack of just trying to be late. It was, I can't remember, a flat tire or we got caught in traffic or we just left late or whatever. And we only caught like the last 15 minutes of Testament set. And I was like,
I'd have been, I mean, like, I'm not a big Testament guy, but just take that band and replace it with a band that I do like. I'd have been, so I'm like, one time I saw Fear Factory and we showed up so late that we got to the cloakroom. They were playing Shock, and they always open with Shock. I was fucking raging. It's like they're playing Shock, move. It's like, I'm running, fuck off. Because again, like, I only went to see them, so it's fine.
yeah.
Again, like, if you see a band enough, then you know what they generally tend to open with.
Yeah, aye.
Really know it's like walk in the door. It's like they're fucking playing. I mean, I missed 40 seconds. I was fucking raging. It's like, Scott, just calm the fuck down. You've seen them like 9 times. Just fucking settle down. But again, that's why I was here. I traveled to see them, so I'm gonna fucking see them again.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, Biffy. Yeah, I don't. Again,
they're no for me.
I do get Biffy why they're over, but I don't like it. But I do understand. And again,
like it goes on Facebook if they announce a tour or whatever, and like a lot of my pals, there are fucking Biffy fans or whatever. And I kind of, we've got this group chat down in Montrose. It's Montrose Metalheads. They used to run a bus to download now. So Biffy's touring, this, that, and this thing. I like to just throw in a fucking bomb. Just once the thread gets going, Biffy or pish. Just leave it at that. Just throw one in there.
The cat amongst the pigeons and see what happens.
Just Biffy or pish, and that's it. Just ignore it. That's it.
Again, like, it's also as well that it's like a band from Scotland that did well, which is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
But I agree, it's not for me. Again, like, I heard them from my tent having a drink, quite happy to just sit there from 100 feet away. It's like, I'm totally fine.
Like,
again, like, even a shit gig has got merit because live music is like inherently a good experience.
Yeah, aye.
Unless it's fucking awful or you don't like it, I mean, it's going to be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but since we're on the subject of gigs and we've gone, I think, almost 2 hours now, and we could easily go another fucking hours and hours on this. So we'll finish up with
part 2 of music at some point.
Yeah, we'll get back to this at some point. But for one last question, and we covered this slightly before we went off. Well, when we went off the last time. But if you're putting together your dream gig, And it can be anyone, alive or dead, the band's broken up, whatever, for any era. You've got, just say, three slots. Who's your three bands?
Any era.
Any era of bands. It could be alive or dead. Or
Okay, well, the number one is easy. When Metallica were touring off the Black Album, and they were just fucking, like, they were the best live band in the world. Like they were fucking touring so much that they were doing it in their sleep because it was automatic. So 92 Metallica, and you've got Lars, you've got James, you've got Kurt, and you've got Jason, and you're touring off the biggest metal album in the fucking world with the back catalog, which at that point was still fucking good.
Yep.
Number one is Black Album Tour Metallica, because I watch tour footage and the live shit binge and purge CDs.
Yeah, aye.
They're all on Spotify. And when they rip into Creeping Death, I curse myself for not being older. Because I'm like, when they rip into Creeping Death, I'm like 11 years old and I don't know who they are. And my parents fucked it. They fucked it.
I would agree with that. I was born 10, 15 years too late.
I was too young. Because that's like four guys making more noise. And I know speaking about like Motorhead being a three-piece, and they make more noise than three guys should ever be able to make. It's fucking it's fucking mental, and it's fucking beautiful. Metallica peak 92 Black Album Tour era. Even against the 96 in the kind of stunts live.
Yeah.
VHS is just they're just on fucking fire. They're just road warrior fucking. They're in it. And in the words of Kirk Hammett, they're in the pocket. They're fucking fucking pocket. And
so that's your headliner.
Oh god, no! Number one is the Metallica 92 Black Album Tour era, just untouchable for me. Just fucking just on fire. Number two, because I haven't seen them, and I never will. Strapping young lad, Devin Townsend, his band. They're like Devin's still going, and I've seen him four times. I like Devin, but he's a mentalist, so every album's different. He'll do they'll do like a straight up metal album, then do like an ambient fucking elevator music album that's not good because I don't like it. I think it's like pop rock and it's fine, but I like him. But Strapping Young Lad is like fucking metal.
Yeah, aye.
It's fucking, some of it's just ridiculous. It's like he's like what's this? I mean, in like an even more obscure way to compare him to, Lloyd Kaufman. It does the Trauma movies.
Yeah, aye, yeah.
Avenger. If he was a metal band, that'd be Devin. It's just you just do what because like Devin is better now.
He's just doing it to pop himself. Yeah,
a little bit, but also Devin was schizophrenic at one point, and he's on a lot of medication now, and now he's again. I mean, he's fine, but I mean, like, what's fine to his world?
Yeah,
but he's a mad scientist of metal. So, like, Strapping Young Lad coming back and reforming would be like, here's my fucking bank details. I will be there. And also, again, there's bands that I like more, but because they're done, and I do like them.
Yeah.
If they came back, it'd be. And again, like all the band members are alive and still playing and shit, so they could. And like every now and then, Devin will throw in like a song into his set. It's like just to remind me. It's like, yeah, you're not getting it though. It's like, fucking hell, Devin, come on. So they're number two.
Right. So who's your opener?
Okay, that's hard. That's so hard. Probably. Oh my. Opener. Shit. Probably. You know what? Offspring playing.
That's what I said. Didn't I say Biffy Clyro?
Biffy Clyro playing every one of their songs. No, opener. Only because the other two acts are so strong. Offspring, but they play the whole of Smash from start to finish. Now that'd be beautiful. Yeah, okay, that's what. Okay. That was hard. I mean, the end of it. And now tomorrow I'll think, fuck no, change it. There you go, change it.
Edit.
Edit. Fuck. Again, 3 is hard. I mean, 5 would be easier, but 3 to limit to 3 is no difficult. Yeah, okay. So Metallica, Strut Me Old Lad, Offspring. My neck could be fucking.
That's a gig.
Is it, like now, like with headbanging and shit, like like 20 years ago. Again, it goes back to going college, drinking out for an ounce a week, being fine the next morning. If I went to a gig now and no headbang, I'd be fucked the next day. I'd be
my neck is in the shape it's in because of the fucking back in the day.
Yeah, me too. I used to get and the guys would be like, we'll go on a night out, and I'd just be, again, back in the day, if you go to a night out night out and you go to DJ and ask for songs and they would play it, so I'm like, fucking yes. And the guy's like, you need to watch your fucking neck because you're just fucking. And now, I couldn't. I actually can't do it now. But 20 years ago, I would just be fucking in a chicken dance and skanking and shit and fucking. Like I feel no pain, and now I'm just like none pain. I can imagine the guys in fucking bands that did it for a living who were just again James' neck was fucked. Hetfield's neck was fucked. The singer from Slayer, what's his name again?
Tom Araya. He had surgery.
Yeah. Scott Ian's neck was fucked. All these guys are just like, because they were just fucking feeling it. And it's like, shit, I just went to a club and had a drink, but you fucking do it for a living. How the fuck are you not?
Every fucking night for fucking months on end. Like, funnily enough, we like my old job, we used to get hearing tests every year because like we were dealing with a lot of like heavy. And I was me and one of my pals, we were always at gigs or whatever, and you gone for this hearing test? It was like bleeps, kind of bleep and bleep, 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 and you can press the button when you heard the bleep. And I can't remember if it's either high frequency or low frequency. Let you kind of hear, but they come back in with the results and it says, well, you're fucking whatever, high or low frequency is fucked. It says they listen to a lot of loud music or whatever. It's like, aye, now and then. but like me and him were both the same. It was like the hearing, and that's whatever range it is. I can't remember if it's high or low, but whichever it is, it's completely fucked. It's gone. Just for years of fucking going to gigs and listening to fucking like you're saying, walking about a fucking Walkman up fucking full blast. And
I need one of those tests to see how fucked I am. And like, I don't know how much gigs. How much gigs have you been to? You think? Like an estimate? Hundreds, hundreds.
It would possibly be in triple figures. I would say. Because like I said, there was a block about maybe 3-4 years when I was single and I was just burning through money and I was just getting every gig I could go to. And then me and the missus got to the end. The Mrs. Vago, she's into a lot of fucking metal and shit. So like we've got a lot of gigs, and so it's up there. It's a lot.
We should do. I always wanted to sit and make a list of every gig I've been to. So I'll do it, and then you do it, and then we'll come back with the numbers.
Like I've got a folder upstairs with like the ticket stubs that I've kept, which is probably.
I've got most of my stubs. I think it's like I was reading through shit with folks just to sort stuff out and clear stuff out and throw shit out, whatever. And I've got a heap of ticket stubs, and I was finding stubs to gigs that I don't remember being to.
Aye, there's a few like that I didn't remember being at.
Ginger in the Wild Hearts, I've seen him like 5 times. I'm not even a big Ginger guy. I do like Ginger, I do, but he tours a lot. So I was like, have you seen this 5 times? What? Just all these bands of times that I've forgotten I've seen shit. So it's probably hundreds now. I think. Again, if it includes festivals and bands and shit, I know that's cheating, but I mean, the amount of money that we've dropped in going to see bands, all worth it because fucking beautiful. But you can imagine if we just saved all that money, where would we be? We'd be in mansions by now.
And they dropped all that money on fucking gigs and t-shirt. I'm a massive t-shirt guy. Like, you've got your Ghostbusters collection. Like, I was, like, I mean, Martin said to me, like, when I first started with Wrestlezone, I was like, do you own any t-shirt that didn't have a band on it? I says, I do, but it's very few.
I wasn't a big tour t-shirt guy because I had enough t-shirts already. I had a bunch of wrestling t-shirts, but I do like to get a tour shirt now. Just remember that I've been there.
I'm fucking. I've got a wardrobe, a shelf full of them, just piled fucking.
I love that though. No, I think that's fucking beautiful.
Like 99% black. Just that's all I've got.
Of course, it's just black. Again, like not with any font. That you can't distinguish what the name is. It just looks like 3 fucking vines.
Yep, that's it.
Fucking man. But yeah. No, I could speak about this all night, but that's 11 o'clock now.
Yep, I think that's almost 2.5 hours. I was on a timer on it. Like, I can't see how long we've been going, but I think it was about 9:30, 8:30 we started.
It's 2.5 hours now.
So yeah.
I still have some vodka left though, so that's maybe for next time. That's a beautiful state of it.
Well, I'll say that my hangover's gone now.
So glycol, there's no antifreeze. Dan said so.
Very specific.
There's a clip online where Larry King drank it straight for the first time, and he almost died. So now the narrative is that Dan Aykroyd killed Larry King. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. And we're topical. We're talking about live current events.
Well, we are now. When this goes out, it might be. Who knows when I get around to editing all this shit.
It might never ever see the day. Again, you've got a bank of podcasts now, so you can throw them all out at the same time, or once a week for a month or whatever.
I've got a couple of we've been going 2.5 hours. I can split this in 2. That's 2 fucking podcasts.
But like, who the fuck apart from the boys is gonna watch me and you talk about fucking?
Literally, that's just metal for the past fucking 2.5 hours. It's like,
if you like heavy metal, listen to what we're saying. If you don't, you won't be like what's a Slayer? What's an Anthrax? A Motorhead?
Yeah, and that's us on the very mainstream.
Dropping your glad.
The big.
It's like no, is that a porno?
We could have easily gone into the woods and spoke about fucking this Norwegian black metal band that maybe 50 folk have ever heard of, and that's it could be a niche and a niche and a fucking niche.
It's like I'm like when I get into that kind of that territory, I'm bad for. I don't know album names. I just know I like this song because it's just. Again, it goes back to. You got your gateway drug, and then you end up doing a bit of heroin, and then you do fucking speedballs,
and then you're on the crack, crystal meth.
The next thing you know, you're a fucking rent boy because you're listening to fucking like Nazi black metal. I think just. It's like any kind of music that I think I like. I mean, regardless of the genre, it's like if the music or the people who are making the music, and you can tell they're genuine, whether they're music is gentle or it's heavy or it's aggressive or it's melodic. I know when someone's being genuine, I think, maybe I'm wrong. When someone's like being genuine or when someone means what they're doing and there's an element of, you know what I mean? It just feels like real, and that could be black metal or that could be fucking a ballad. It's like I'm feeling that, and if you feel it, it's just like anything. If you feel like a movie, if you feel music, if you feel wrestling or art, whatever the fuck you're into, or a game, if you feel it, then it can't be bad. It can't be wrong.
Like,
because you feel it. If it makes you feel something, it can't be a bad thing.
If you're connecting with someone, it can only be a good thing.
Definitely. And on that note, as we got deep in philosophical shit.
We got a bit professional at the end there, so we should cut it there.
It's a nice way to end it.
So it looks like this might be a semi-regular thing with me and you coming on and going off into the woods for a couple of hours.
Because we're in the middle of a fucking lockdown. Let's have a fucking drinking in that, man.
And it might be we'll bring somebody else in on this to listen to us chatting shit. Like, they want to get to speak. If they could just sit and listen to us.
Get fucking Caleb or fucking Caden in and we'll fucking go. Or we can just pick an Archer for 2 hours.
Because Archer's all over his black metal and all this.
Imagine. It's like he likes Status Quo, he likes Whitesnake, he likes Def Leppard, and fucking rest of it. Sitting in his car with his random shuffle is just Whitesnake, Status Quo, and Def Leppard. Which again, I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine with that. But it's like, you got any other bands going on? Oh, Bon Jovi. Cheers. Thank you.
A Guns N' Roses sneaks in sometimes. Mixing up, Archer.
He's got his 5. He's got his glove on, and his fingers are banned. And that's it.
Yeah, with that, we'll call it a day there. So that
bombshell.
That bombshell. So join us next time. Me and Scotty will speaking while Archer watches us. This has been Mickey's Mosh Pit. Join us if this ever goes out at all.
Shit Show 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Shit Show Electric Boogaloo. Insert episode number.
In the words of Gallo, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?